Welcome to ZenTen with Jackie Rose of Zentangle, and we're on day 4. So we're going to finish this up with patterns, and then tomorrow we will shade and really make this come to life. So let's now, we're going to work on this area. Oh, let's take a nice deep breath in and out. Feeling nice and relaxed. Okay, so we're going to take this corner right here. We're just going to go into kind of an arced line and hit that top border. And now from this line, we're going to come down a little bit and we're going to give it this arc going the opposite direction. And it can land anywhere you want. And I think I might just kind of close this up here. Wonderful. Now in this area right in here, we're going to put the pattern Hollibaugh, right? So we're just going to draw a line from one edge to the other one. It could be straight, curved. I've got a slight arc to mine right now. And we're going to double that up. And now we're going to do the same exact thing. So start from another edge and now slightly arced, but when you get to the line we just drew, stop, do not go over. Imagine that line is coming underneath. And let's give it a little curl. Let's make this a little interesting for people who've done Hollibaugh for a while. So we're going to imagine it's come underneath and let's kind of give it a nice curve in the opposite direction. And then we'll aura that, double that up, always going underneath, never over. And we're going to fill up this whole section. You can go in different directions. I always suggest turn your tile or your sketchbook to get another angle and then just draw that line. Now watch what I'm going to do here. I'm kind of curving it and then I'm going through under a few different ones and I'm just going to come out like that. So really play with this, listen to your inner artist, and just do what feels fun. What's fun? Let's have some fun with this. Now, I think I'm going to start a new one over here and eventually they'll all connect. So I think maybe I'll just kind of give it even a little bit more of a curve. Now, when we start to go really curvy, then it turns into the pattern Mysteria rather than Hollibaugh. But it's the same concept, just a little bit. So I sometimes like to combine both curves and straight. And just keep adding more, see where you can add some more. Unless you feel like that's it. If you get to a point where, oh, I think that's enough, that looks good to me, then listen to that. That's your inner artist talking to you. Pay attention. Alrighty. Now let's move on to another pattern, and we're going to fill this one in right here with the pattern Msst. And all we're going to do is start to draw kind of a very, kind of like a snake, very wavy line. And at the end of that wavy line, we're going to put in some dots. And now we're going to aura this wavy line, but we're going to stop a little bit shorter and then add those dots. And then we'll do that to the other side. Now this doesn't have to be a complete aura. You could just do another wavy line without thinking about it. It doesn't have to match up. But the whole idea is to try to get them all different lengths and then add those dots. Almost like a group of snakes hanging out, but they're all different sizes. Although many of you probably don't even like snakes. I've never had an issue with snakes, but most people just hate them or fear them. And they do say that's one of the top 3 fears, right? The first one is fear of public speaking. Second one is death. And I think the third one is snakes. Well, maybe it's taxes. I don't know. So Jerry Seinfeld says, people would rather be in the casket than give the eulogy, since fear is the number one. Public speaking is the number 1 fear, whereas death is number 2. So he says people would rather be in the casket than give the eulogy. That's kind of funny. Great. Okay. So we have this last section here. And I think with that, we are going to do a grid with slightly curved lines. And then I'm going to kind of mimic this shape right here and then bring that to create that grid, going the lines the other way. And then in every other one of these, I'm going to put in an orb. And around that orb, I'm going to put in color in that. So every other square, we're just going to, so to do that, I kind of like just trace along the edges, round the corners. Trace along the lines, round the corners, trace along the lines. So as if you're squishing in a balloon or an orb. And this is very similar to what we do with the pattern Nzeppel. And we're just going to do that in every other one. Just put in an orb, squishing it in, coloring in the little white specks on the corners. So please remember to give this video a thumbs up. Just click on the thumbs up. That would really mean a lot to me. I like to say that's your admission price to these classes. That's all it takes. I won't even know who does it. You're Nobody will see that you liked it. I don't think. Just put a thumbs up. It really helps me with my ranking, I guess. And there we have it. And tomorrow we're going to transform this design when we do our shading. So you want to bring your pencil, any pencil will do, and your tortillon or stump, blending stump or smudger or a Q-tip if you don't have one of these. So have a wonderful, relaxing day, and we'll see you tomorrow.